Okay, one of the things I hope you associate with us is a differentiated lineup of managers, guys you've never heard of, the likes of Lyrical, Rainier, Granahan, Moran Wright's in there as well. I'm hoping these aren't the kind of standard names you hear all the time. Uh, the other thing you'll have heard us say again and again and again, it keeps going on, is about having a blend of investment styles. We think that is super important. Why do we think it's so important? It isn't just to add names to the roster. There are 2,500 stocks in MSCI AC World. That's the index we're typically trying to beat. I want to know everything about every one of those 2,500 stocks. That's the first reason you're going to need a lot of managers, I think, because there's a lot of stocks. Very simple. Second reason, a good investment is about what you get. Let's put that over here. What is that? That's profits. We know that. It's also what you pay for it over here. Now, if you only invest in companies that make lots and lots of profits or are growing them very fast, i.e. you're over here, and you'd call that kind of a quality or a growth approach to investing in equities, you're missing out on those companies that, yes, over here, they're not much crack, poor quality business, sure, but over here, they're incredibly cheap. And as I say, if all you invest in is a quality or growth style, you're going to miss out on those types of businesses. Now, I'm going to put my hands down because I'm getting tired, but you get the gist. The flip side is if you're only ever looking at these cheap companies over here, and you'd call that a value style of investing. We're here in South Africa. You guys are very familiar with that. That's your likes of Alan Gray, value investors. But if you're doing that, you're only willing to invest in things that are optically cheap. They've got a low PE, a low price to book, these kind of ratios. Then you may be missing out on the businesses over here that, sure, they're expensive, but by gosh, they're worth it. And that might be an Nvidia of the world or other similar type, very high quality business. Final thing I'd highlight is there's also the question of size. Successful managers, they build AUM, all of a sudden they can't invest in smaller type companies. So why do you need a bigger roster of managers? Well, we want some managers that are dedicated to smaller companies. That, of course, is the pipeline of new success stories. Even Nvidia was a small company once, remember? So alongside our large cap managers, we want small cap managers as well. Final thing I'd highlight is also we want to be able to express a view on regions. To do that, you're going to need another dedicated manager. And I already mentioned Moran Wright, that's our dedicated Japan manager. So for those reasons, you want a big roster of managers and hopefully managers that are novel to this audience because we've been around the world to find them.